I have to ask you something, though. Did you lose your wedding ring?
No. My wedding ring is in my jewelry box, and I need to get it sized because apparently sizes change.
Mine's physically painful sometimes. If I'm like got water weight, which I think is every day of every month, so that math doesn't really work out, it like cuts into me. Like it will hurt sometimes.
There's a metaphor there. Marriage hurts. I weigh 5 pounds more now than I did when I got married. And if you say that, everyone's like, wow, you've really kept yourself up. No, I was 5 months pregnant at my wedding.
Yeah, the ring came first. The pregnancy came that night.
That night, right after we had champagne with you and your husband.
I feel too close to that situation.
I know. It's really incredible how close you were to Finn's conception.
If you guys were fast, it might have happened while I was there.
You could have literally, we are, because we're efficient, because we're married. We got engaged. We had a fun and spontaneous moment in my Mini Cooper in a Caro's parking lot. At this point, the swimmer is about to fertilize my egg, but not before we went to a wedding expo. You go into one of these giant conference centers, photographers and venues and caterers and photo booths, and it's just like this wedding extravaganza, which for many people is very smart, but for me is hell. So I just kept taking samples of the champagne. Didn't know the swimmer was happening. Cut to, we bought a timeshare.
In Anaheim.
Then we also bought a condo, unaware of our situation, and then we find out that I'm pregnant.
That's a lot. That's a lot of life changes.
We still have the timeshare.
A week's time. Still have the kids. Still married.
Have the kids. Still married.
That's the interesting thing. She made every big life choice in about 4 weeks' time, but she has ordered and returned more couches than I've ever owned. This year, kind of.
Literally, everything has to be under like duress. I feel like I should have had 22 bridesmaids because I've been a bridesmaid 22 times. I feel like those bitches should have worn those dresses and been like, keep the one I used, come to my wedding, stand in it. Listen.
Or you should have been like, wear what you want, but give me $200. That's a lot of dresses that you had to buy.
Most of the time, they were okay. There were a couple that I was like, A, how am I supposed to dance in this? And B, how am I supposed to hook up in this?
Love finds a way.
Love finds a way at weddings.
You know, there's groomsmen who are like, the chick's here again.
Brad, what's up?
Let's not
Let's
make eye
keep
contact.
it professional this time, sir. Let's keep it professional. You were, if I might say, a swizzle stick when you got married.
If anything, I was trying to bulk up because my husband always says wedding days are the thinnest that anybody ever is. And I just like to prove him wrong. Because wouldn't it be amazing if I'm like, man, I'm 20 pounds less than I was when we got married.
I've never looked better. There was no prettier a bride. Your wedding was really like a super like cool but relaxed vibe. I remember it was the first time I'd put on a dress since having a baby and heels. And a friend was like, your price tag from DSW is on the back of your shoe.
That sounds like a commercial that they were like, those are great shoes. I can't believe you paid so much. My husband insisted on registering for this $450 set of knives that we did not get, by the way. And I considered it just rude to even put it on there. Unless you're friends with like the Hearsts.
We registered for all the wrong stuff. Our first fight, not our last, marriage counseling. Somebody told us to register at William and Sonoma.
Boy, that was a good 4-week run you guys had, huh?
We had never been in that store, and there were salt and pepper shakers that I thought were lovely, and they were $100 per shaker. And so I said, well, they said we should register here, and he's like, I'm not going to make anybody buy $200 salt and pepper shakers. And I'm like, well, maybe fancy people buy salt and pepper shakers. Maybe that's a thing. Like maybe everybody goes in on it together and gets you salt and pepper shakers. I think it's tacky to register for a crib.
Yeah, you guys honestly could have doubled up. You guys could have like registered for Pampers. Like
we did.